Hey everybody, quick Nouveau tip today. You may have noticed that in some of the videos that I've done that the track buttons up here were pink. And you may also have seen me do something like that, and you may have wondered what that is, what's going on there. So when you hover over a track button, and recall that each of these buttons up here at the top represents the selected track. When you hover over them down here in the bottom left, you'll see that it gives you some tips for shortcuts. If you hold Control on a PC or Command on a Mac and you click on a track, it will mute that particular track. If you hold Command or Control and you click on it again, it will unmute it. So muted tracks do not send triggers out. Unmuted tracks will, of course. Now, similarly, if you wanted to solo a track, so you want to hear just that track playing, or in other words, you want to only send gates for that track out, it's Alt on the PC or Option on Mac. So there you can see I did that, and it has turned every other track to a muted state. And if I click again, it brings it back. Now, if you're doing that and you solo a track that you're not looking at, you'll get this purple one. And what this is showing you is that purple here means that you are currently viewing track 5, but it is not playing. Purple is a fairly rare color in the sequencer, and so whenever you see it, it generally means something here is a little different. You should probably pay attention because this is weird and different and something's going on. This can be confusing if you have muted the track that you're viewing, so that's why it is shown in a different color. Here's an example of where being able to mute a track can matter. First of all, as patches get more complex like this one here, there's a lot of cables, and it can be a little tricky to figure out what thing goes where. So just glancing at this, let's say that we wanted to solo the open hat channel. How do we do that? Well, open hat is on channel 4, so then we have to follow this down here, and then we have to follow this up here, and then we figured, okay, here it's on channel 3. When you set it up, you could help yourself out, for example, by adding labels. So I could add an open hat label here. Something that you might notice if you look closely at this particular open hat, or this rather 808 hats module, it takes triggers for open and closed in, but it only has a single mix out. If we wanted to solo the closed hats and mute the open hats, just by using a mixer we can't, because there's no way to separate these two signals. Now this is where soloing and muting on Gate Nouveau comes into play, because what we're doing is we're stopping the gate signal, but we're allowing the audio signal of whatever else the module is doing to flow on through. So for example here, if I wanted to solo the open hats, we could do that, or we could solo just the closed hats.